Hey there, boys and girls. So, grade 7, you are going to be creating a line graph. If you remember, you already have created a bar graph, but whoops, now you'll be creating a line graph. So, once again, we're using Google Sheets, and you find Google Sheets by simply typing in Google Sheet and getting there, and you will start a blank spreadsheet. So, the first thing you do is start a blank spreadsheet. And because we're looking at the change of temperature over time, as you watch the experiment, we are expecting you to record the time and the temperature change. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so make sure you title your spreadsheet temperature change over time, or anything that relates to this. And of course, you must have your columns, and remember that your left column is your independent variable and your right column is your dependent variable. So if we're looking at the change in temperature over time, that means over time we are going to be stopping it every minute. So you can go ahead and put the time, which will be in minutes. And that is what we are in charge of controlling. And then we will be measuring the temperature, which is in degrees Celsius. But right now I can't find the degree sign, but degrees Celsius. So, okay, so every minute you will be collecting the data. So we can start with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I'm just going to do an example of the first 9 minutes. Okay, so we start off with our temperature and we are watching what we see, and you must be watching the video as you go along. You add in your data. So again, you must fill in your columns with the time and the temperature. So let's say at 0 minutes, the temperature was 12 degrees. Again, at 1 minute, it was still 12 degrees. Okay, then at 2 minutes, we saw it went to 13. 3 minutes, it went to 15. 4 minutes, 16. 5 minutes, 18. 6 minutes, it went to 19. 7 minutes, 21. 8 minutes, 22. 9 minutes, 23. Now, of course, I'm just putting numbers, but you will actually put the numbers that are in the video, ladies and gentlemen. Please remember that. So now that we have our data, remember the independent variable is on the left column and the dependent variable is on the right column. Now again, to create our graph, remember we highlight the data. So you click and highlight the data that you want. And the insert button, you're inserting a chart. Okay, even though it's not a bar chart, but voila, the default was actually a line chart. Okay, so you can see the temperature and the time. So the time, the independent variable, is on the x-axis, and you're seeing how the temperature is changing over time. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so if you did not have a default line graph, remember you change your chart type, and depending on what you had, you may have had column or pie or bar as your default, but you look for line chart. Okay, and then again, remember we do not want the default title that Excel, or rather that Sheets, gives us. So we must have line graph showing, because we are telling what our line graph is showing, how temperature changes over time. Simple as that. Okay, and once you do that, you would have your graph and you have your data. Okay, all the best.